Here in Charlotte, he really was that rare combination that you don't find very often of a wonderful organizational leader, developed and built leaders within the congregation he served here.
He came to theological education with a pastoral heart. He had the capacity to say, all right, what we're all about in this is really preparation for ministry.
Sometimes great educators are born out of having done the work well at the highest level, and that certainly seems to me to be the case with Doug. As a pastor, he was a great preacher, a great leader. He marshaled a church here to do courageous things. He stepped out in the city and led citywide a fight against poverty that created a nonprofit to this day. Still serves people, and that's tens of thousands of people since he started it.
And out of that, I learned that, Christians come in many shapes and sizes. And one of the shapes and sizes that I had not been exposed to was intelligent, probing, questioning Christians. And when I learned that that was a species, it was a very comforting thing for me. The longer I've served the church, the more confident I am that God called me to ministry.
One of the funny stories about him is he was always so afraid to lose the moderator cross. So when he mowed the lawn, he wore the cross. And so he had a shirt that had a pocket. He would put the cross in the pocket and then mow the lawn so that he wouldn't, because he was the steward of this important piece of history, the moderator cross. Just think about that. That's a humble man who would say, I gotta care for this thing, I gotta take care of my lawn, I'm gonna do it.
One of the things that I have frequently said in speeches and sermons, which is true, is that we drink from wells we did not dig. We eat from harvest we did not sow. And what that means to me is how much we are indebted to those who've gone before us.
During Doug Oldenburg's presidency, Columbia Seminary was the happy recipient of a large endowment gift. This made it possible for the seminary to lean into our mission in some new ways. In the late 90s, Doug Oldenburg created a document along with faculty and trustees called Vision 2020. And that vision included opportunities for further growth and expansion, for commitments to inclusion and justice, for new ways that Columbia Seminary could serve the whole Presbyterian Church and the whole church, more broadly speaking.
I have the distinct recollection that Doug was considered to be kind of the elder statesman, the one who understood all the dimensions of the job of being a seminary president and how that fit into the larger denomination. He had a breadth of vision, not having gone to Columbia, but having gone to Richmond and having spent a year at Yale. He had a breadth of vision about what theological education could be in its different shapes. And I think he was early on a good friend and colleague to virtually every seminary president. I think that he just made it a point to kind of receive them into the network and to make a place for them there.
I think his impact on theological education generally was what he did at Columbia. He made the seminary really well-known and well-respected throughout the country and well-known beyond the country. And I think that was his greatest gift. I mean, what Columbia was doing began to be noticed by other seminaries. So it could become a model in many ways, especially on some of the international programs.
I absolutely love him, and I've learned so much from him. And it's 20 years later, and I feel that I've grown so much. Even though I don't see him often now, he still informs me. His wisdom still gives me a lot of entree and expands me. I'm really grateful for that.
Our central green space on campus is called the Douglas Oldenburg Quadrangle. It's a place where students rest and play and read and have conversations together. It's a beautiful space, and this is a place where we are reminded of the remarkable gift of Doug Oldenburg's leadership, not only to Columbia Theological Seminary, but also to theological seminary in general in the PCUSA. We're very grateful for that.